Hey everyone, you're watching Goose and the Caboose Productions.
Alright, another clip. So we got a couple of things done tonight. Not a whole terribly lot of stuff, but I worked on a few things. So one of the things I started is finally getting back to work on the signal system. So old piece of plywood I pulled. This was part of what was sitting on the tool chest on the old layout. So there's two more pieces sandwiched on top. That's why you got that thing sitting there. But the idea is this is going to be our test bed. So I'm going to go ahead and get this laid out about like it is. This is going to be a turnout for a spur. And then that's going to be a mainline or a controlled turnout. And then all this area here on the plywood is where I'm going to set up all the RR circuit stuff. So we're going to have all the basic components, a block detector, a signal head controller, but possibly two, and then the tower controller and the loco buffer. So I got to take the laptop home with me because it needs to be hooked up to the internet to get the loco buffer installed and the drivers for that installed. So I'm going to take it home to do that and then bring it back up here and work on this. So this is basically for me to figure out how to do it, and then we'll probably use this as a reference for setting up signals at the club and on my home layout. And eventually I might even turn it into a time saver or a little diorama sort of thing to take to shows, but that's way down the road. A couple of the other things we did, pardon the dizziness, I will get over there in a minute because Rich is working his track magic. But if we come over here to south side of the yard, you will see them in the videos at some point, or they might already be depending on which close Will's uploaded. But I got the GP30 and F7 consisted, speed matched. So I've had those down at the club. They run pretty good, and that is based off a prototype photograph. Don't know if that's actual numbers, but hey, obviously at some point they need weathering. But did that, and then went ahead and you can kind of see where it's darker. So from that turnout down through here, and then a little bit of the shoulder right there, I've got all that ballast laid and glued tonight. So that's coming along. The next thing I'm going to do is finish off the shoulders, and then the rest of this whole area all through down and through here on the inside is going to get scenic, and then we're going to move to all this area on the outside. So the big old brewery complex with all lighting in it, extending the depot platform with Sculptamold, getting lights in the depot, all that sort of good stuff. And then the last thing is, if you look through here, we are working on move it on, please. Thank you.
Still working on this.
We've got I know. Well, okay. So you see around, if you can see around his big fat fingers, we got the two main lines glued down, and he's going to get all the rest of this done tonight. And that begs the question, Mr. Rich, give the good people of YouTube an update on your little transmorgification of the Union Station area over here.
Did you look that word up?
Yes, I did look that word up.
So basically, we simply are connecting the what was the original Radnor yard and Y into the train shed in the gulch. So.
And he's messing with the alignment for the diesel locomotive servicing tracks while he's at it. So we'll have all that glued in tonight, and then he is going to do the hole on the back wall and get a couple things over here, and then I'm going to go back through and I've got to update the diagrams for here that show all the signal blocks, update the turnout numbers, and get some of the air paperwork updated and tweaked, and then get a little more prep work done. And then once he gets finishes up this area completely, including the hole through the back wall, this is where I'm gonna start with rewiring all the original layout and the gulch area. So we're basically more or less working from the gulch over to the Y. So finish this. Once he gets over here, I'm gonna start right here and just kind of work my way behind him, following him. So right now I'm thinking I'm gonna be working on rewiring all this until probably the end of the year. I'm working on control panel designs. I found a place that does engraving, so we're gonna have new ones made that are like his old ones, but we'll have a couple.
Comes first.
Yeah, ignore that. Doomsday won't get here before I finish that project. But so that's the gist of it. This is the clip for the first half of August. Yeah, more to come. All right, so back over here on the outside layout. Just a couple of things. There was some more wiring work underneath, so you can kind of see I went ahead and peeled up the track at the crossover, and I got those two insulated rail joiners in, so I isolated that block. The common rail here, I went underneath everything from here to the wall and got all the blacks tied in, tested that, it checked out. Labeled what I could before the label maker cartridge ran empty, so I need to refill that. And then the other thing I did was I ran the red bus for this block and redid a couple of feeders over there. And then scenery wise, the new guy that has started coming, he and Nolan went ahead and got this area where the brewery is going to sit all layered in plaster. So they did that. This is going to take a whole day to dry, so obviously this will be a next work session. But next thing to do is come back, we'll sand all this smooth, we'll paint it, and then we'll go about installing the brewery. So that was most of the work tonight. There was a lot of kind of talking horseplay and just catching up and having fun. But yeah, that's it. More to come. Stay tuned for the next clip. Y'all know the drill. All right, so little clip, January 13th. We got some stuff, but anyways, start over here. Oh, the biggest thing is we have a backdrop. So we got this put up a couple of weeks ago. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a Colorado scene on one side, which doesn't look like Tennessee at all, but it still looks pretty cool. I gotta admit. And then here's where it really makes a difference, is this. So you can't see it right now very much well, but this is an actual Union Pacific yard in Utah, and that just adds so much depth to this. And the sky color, it blends really well with what's on there. I was wanting to put something that was this tall, that way we could paint it and make it really blend, but I tell you what, this is close enough. You don't really notice the contrast. And for the most part, it does your job. The idea is to where you can't see anything over there. It blocks most of it, so it still blocks enough that the rest is going to be out of sight, out of mind. So that's the big thing over here. The other thing I've done is, since this is going in, we decided to go ahead and get the scenery right along the very back edge on the seam, and I went ahead and glued in the first part of that tonight. So that is a combination of flock and turf, some Woodland Snakes earth, some of his custom, I think it's shredded leaves. I have blended earth blend, just a tiny bit of fine turf green, and some fine turf yellow. I started mostly with a combination of the yellow, the earth, and the earth bling, because I mean, it's a yard. I wanted a base coat that was really just dead looking. Then I came back and put a couple of the other colors in. So, as you noticed, I did a stretch. We've still got a smidge down there to do. And then we've got this area behind the diesel house. But I'll do that in a different stretch. This is the first layer. So, going to do this all the way down each length. You see I went ahead and masked off all the track. And then we put some wax paper up on the backdrop to keep it safe, which you can tell I'm really glad we did, because I knew this was going to be messy. And yeah, glue got a whole bunch of places. So, including one pair of points, which it's Elmer's white. I can peel that out and it should be good. I got most of it up with paper towels, so it's not gonna be a total disaster. But anyways, so yeah, down there and down there. This is the first layer. I'll come back with another and do some scruffier stuff like some leaves, and then come back with another and put some bushes and dead tree limbs, all that sort of thing in there. I might even put a fence through here, or there's going to be some sort of a hedgerow or something to disguise that. Anyways, so yeah, there's that side. If we meander over here, oi, we have a hamster in the hole. You want to explain to the good YouTube audience what you're doing, sir?
Well, we're trying to get the rest of the bypass in on this back track.
So you can't see it very well, but there's a
Right.
track running all the way around the back wall.
So we've got to connect it over here to the Y that we added earlier, and then we need to go through the backdrop
And
we
punch
can
out
connect
in
it.
that corner
Yeah,
back there.
right.
So,
So you just got a general idea what these dimensions are.
and apparently the tracks are about on the same plane, but they are off. They're at the same level vertical, but they're offset horizontal. So
Right.
we're going to stick a right-hander back there and put in basically a big old S curve. Is the idea. So,
I don't do S curves.
okay, 2 curves and a straight line. So, everything we did through here is we went ahead and put this in. This was actually on the original track plan, because those of you who don't know the Atlas book, everything from here all the way over on the original is the Central Valley, Central Midland track plan. And on that track plan, this is the yard. On here is the station throat.
29.
Yeah, okay,
Plan number 29.
Mr. Peanut Gallery, thank you for that. But no, so this is on here because on the original Atlas plan, this serves as a runaround. We went ahead and put it in anyways because it gives us essentially the end of a siding, but also gives us, if you need to use the switch lead and come out on that track over here, you've got a way to come back onto the main through running track, which becomes this one. Basically what happens is both of these are mains, and essentially operationally wise they split. So one main goes this way past Union Station and the other comes this way, and you can either get to the freight yard or you can take that and geographically south towards Florida. You go out this way, you're geographically going north from Nashville up towards Gallatin, Tennessee, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. So that's what we did in there. All this over here is glued down, everything except the engine terminal. I have started rewiring all of this. So all the mainline tracks on the original layout, all the sub blocks are in, the common is in, it's ready for block detection. The Y reversing section in here has been added, and then I'm coming through and doing that. So each one of those is going to have an on-off toggle. For now, I've got a terminal block mounted underneath there, and his old base, which eventually we'll put a new panel on, but for now it's going to have some toggles. So that's kind of a semi-permanent panel until I get an actual one made, which I'm working on. This is about how the engine terminal is going to go. We're still going to fit the track in. We are actually working on the 6-stall roundhouse as well, which we have here. I'll show you all. But the other thing we did in this corner, well, 2 more things to show you. The control panel, rehash control panel is done. So this is his original base, on the wood sides. This thing originally sat over there, and he had that panel with that diagram sitting right here. What we talked about a little bit, and the realization was, hey, let's move it out of like the main walkway over here where there's actually room to work it. So that's basically what we did. We went ahead and redid this whole thing. So his old panel, we've got toggles go between analog and digital and program or track power. And then David helped me completely rewire the inside of this thing. And we gave it a new acrylic face. And then we've got a spot for the power pack. So that's pretty much what we've done over in this corner. I am going to meander over here, and yeah, we'll see what Kenny's been doing with the roundhouse. Here with the maestro of the lights. We're putting a whole bunch all over in the roundhouse. Wow, he didn't burn his finger. What a shock. He just gave me a stick eye. So how many did you say you got? Nolan told you to put in this thing, Kenny?
He didn't tell me. We figured that it would be better with 40 LEDs.
Here, plug the... Can you like clip the lead thing on? To
If you give me just a few minutes, I will have all of them operating.
Okay, so
that's what these wires are for. I put heat shrink to hold this feed wire, which is going to go all the way across all of them, or all the positive, and then this wire will connect all the negatives. So when we go to plug it in right here, we can run feeders down through the wall, through the floor, and this will all run all of them all at the same time.
Because you ran, yeah. Because what he did was he's got a negative and a positive here, and it's
Yeah,
there.
this is the negative, and positive's over here with a resistor, just to be on the safe side. And this one I haven't done yet, but it will be done the same as this one and this one. So, yeah.
And those, there's no way you're going to notice those with this in. And then let's see, 3 rows to a post. So like this one, all 3 of these are in series.
Yep.
But
run 3 in series. Tried to do all, but they wouldn't work. So I just decided to go this way. And they seem to like it.
Nice.
Stubborn ass lights.
All right, go peek in on Nolan, and then we'll come back and get a clip of this thing on, maybe some pictures.
Yeah, it'll be about 15-20 minutes before I'm done.
Perfect.
So yeah, I got these heat shrinks to hold the feed wires
Well,
right in here on the frame. And they're going to hold the feed wires in place so I can solder to them.
Okay. And the one thing he hasn't done that we're going to do is right back here where we bring it down, put a hole in there, and then I'm going to get some more of that square styrene tubing. We'll paint it gray, glue it to the side, and make it look like a concrete post. That'll be how we'll disguise the wires coming down. And then
It could also look like conduit.
or that.
Yeah. So
But something. And then a 2-pin plug underneath. So that way if we ever have to take this out,
did you ever bring those?
I will. So that way if we ever have to take it out, we got them.
You have a 6-1?
6-pin? I can make a 6-pin.
No, I need it really small.
No, these are really small. They're the micro mic. But
Well,
all right. And if we meander into the workshop,
I need you to help me. Probably all hands on.
smile at the camera, Nolan.
What?
Smile at the camera real quick.
Kane, I'm bluing.
Oh, well. We have the man, the myth, the legend. All right, tell him real quick what this is for and all that.
This is a seam or a backbone to the background.
That's a what? 1x2, right?
Yeah, by the time I paint it, it'll disappear.
So
Okay, I need everybody's help here.
now we take it in there and we... Oh, look at that. He's got a jousting pole. Ramming speed.
I could do 8 feet 6 inches in high school.
Okay, random bit of information.
Secret was running fast enough.
And we got old McFluffykins over there working on the roundhouse. Anyways, if we follow the Wonder Twins out here. Oh, look, it's Rich. He popped up out of the hole.
It will rest,
That way?
yeah, on this.
And that end goes. Take the clamp off first. And then we do that. Get it flush.
Push it this way just a little bit.
We're trying. It's not sliding.
We'll try harder.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Right, twist it.
Just about. Be the second time today I've been hit.
Hey, that was an almost, not a happened. So we need one of them rubber mallets
No.
to get it flush. And there we go. Ooh. Casualty.
It is a casualty. Completely broke.
Oh, the clamp?
Yeah.
Reminds me of that.
Oh, gosh.
Reminds me of that Daffy Duck with the A1
There you go.
disintegrating gun.
Yeah. So I guess that gives a new definition to the term
I
crushing
need you to
force.
get me another couple of boards like this.
So, all right.
Where are the glue clamps?
More to come.
4 or 3.
You heard it. YouTube. He threatened bottle. He threatened great bottle.
Nolan, what are you standing around for? Get your camera.
All right. Moment of truth. Kitty is
Yeah, hang on.
Kitty is-
Hang on.
Kitty is gleaning like a dad that just saw his newborn kid and how impressed he is that he did this.
I honestly didn't think it would work.
Okay. So here we go.
No. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
come on. Oh, gee. This guy's got to get a video too. He's Chowser.
No, I'm not doing video.
And of course, Mr. Photography Guy. And all while we've got Forged in Fire in the background. Anyway.
Wow.
All right. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. And we are at. If I can get it on
I
it.
need the light a minute.
12 volt DC.
Hang on, it's getting bright. He's making it brighter. It will
There we
come
go.
on.
So that is right about what it's going to be because 12 volt DC, and that's the max
Need the
I can
light.
get on the power.
Oh, hang on.
So,
Just leave it on. So, Nolan, you'll probably need a small remote or control because we
No.
would.
we'll just have a toggle switch. But, there you go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, now turn it out.
Okay. Oh man, that is just.
There
Holy
you
crap.
go. And then if we open the door. Hold on, YouTube. I'll move you right.
Hang on. Open sesame.
I just wanted the two. Don't.
No, open them all so you can see the light coming through all of them.
Yeah, but you can only see like two. Whatever. Anyways, YouTube. Sorry. There you go.
Great, Nolan. Now he wants me to do his, and now I have to do mine.
There you go.
If the tops come off.
Well, that's what happens. You see something cool and you gotta replicate it,
I'm kidding.
right?
That's just unreal. I really didn't think it was going to come out like that.
Could you?
And I could barely see the lights with that 9 volt. We put that 12 volt on it.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that is just unreal.
Could you clearly see the fireworks shooting out of his eyes? YouTube, it's unreal.
What's this test for?
Not fireworks. Unbelievable. Just total disbelief.
The awe is leaking out of his eyes like brain matter out of his
I really
skull.
didn't think it was going to come out like this. I really didn't.
All right, more to come. All right, so another clip for January from up here. But first thing I'll touch on that we did tonight is Rich roughly traced in the side of our crossover. And I gotta admit, the view looking down this is pretty slick. But the idea is we went ahead and added 2 Pico number 5s in here that connect up to that one that goes over to the engine terminal. And the idea being that, well, it gives you another runaround for switching that industrial area, which is neat because that means that we can turn this into another industry, so another team track or something like that, what have you. But also the idea is you've got an engine pocket right here. So stuff waiting to leave on these 3 tracks or any of the tracks really, because again, the way the throat comes out, you can take either one of these tracks and get to everything. The idea is just it's a Union passenger terminal. So if you need to, you can be hustling stuff in the yard, roundhouse facilities, servicing facilities, all that. If you need to park a set of units out here and just have them sitting, you can do that. So as you can tell, again, there's a standard 85-foot coach. I mean, you know, just for, here, we'll do this, just for comparison.
Jacob, where's this wire go?
But you can see the fits 2 E units, so should also fit on F7 or FP7 ABA set. So that was the idea. You got an engine pocket here, so just depending on how an operating session goes down, obviously we aren't going to be able to do a whole lot with actually switching this out because we don't really have a dedicated area in here for mail and express cars and everything, and that back there is doing double duty as passenger staging and freight staging, but we can still have station switchers grab whole trains and bring them out and move head-in cars between trains and then have hostlers and all that in here. So we'll have a little bit of operation. But that's what that's for. So motive power can sit here, and then where the coach is, again, you come in through here, you take the number 6, you go through an 8-inch straight, you take another number 6, because again, this turnout is for the industrial area, so passenger will only ever take the straight route. But you come through this crossover, and then you can come down here, and again, because of the way this is laid out, if you look through there, you can take this turnout, and depending on which leg, left or right, get to all the other tracks back in here. And you can do that without interrupting here. So it's an engine pocket just for whatever. That's the idea. I didn't do anything with the wiring because I'm heading to a train show with Rich and Grant tomorrow. We're leaving Huntsville at like 3 a.m. So it's like 8:10. I'm filming this clip and I'm going home and going to bed. But this area is, everything over here, again, is pretty much shaped up. Nolan does want to add a spur to the H&H feed, so we're going to go ahead and cut that in. But the bridges, as you can see, are back in position. We need to move a pier on that one just a tiny, tiny bit. Other than that, everything's good. Rich got test fit in. And then if we come over here in the engine terminal area, and everybody else is heading out, but you can see, so basically from here, behind the engine house, all the way down this very back line against the backdrop has the first layer of ground foam on it. And we went ahead and extended the leads for the floodlight tower and plugged it back in. So basically I used a combo of, it says coarse ballast, but actually it's earth blended turf Green blend blended turf, yellow grass fine, green grass fine, and a little bit of the flocken turf. So for a lot of this, I really kind of stayed away from that because that looks too like golf course green in my opinion. This is a yard. I wanted more shades of gray and brown and, you know, kind of dying grass sort of thing, just tread on and whatnot. So honestly, I mostly used these two, and then I came back with those other three. But I had already done, let's see, where did it start? Section from there up to about here, that had already dried and everything. And then tonight I came in and did the rest. So I pushed it out that direction and I pushed it out this way and blended in with right here where it already been in. So I think that came out pretty good because this transition, you can see it now on account of the glue is right there. But I mean, once that dries clear, you ain't gonna be able to tell where it is. So that came out pretty good. I have to admit, I'm nicely impressed with that. But so that's that. Did just a couple of little things here. Attached one of these lights that we had installed, and I probably was going to go hook up, and then I got interrupted and forgot about it. Go figure. But that's pretty much what it is. I will go ahead and throw up the clips because I got some run-bys and photos of here, so I'll go ahead and toss them in. I'll probably put some of them on Facebook, but that's about it. The other thing I did is work some more on the operation setup. So we're starting to put together a database of all the industries and what they take in based on the 3 modeling periods. So Nolan's got enough stock that, again, we pretty much split it into basically the 50s and like 1961 and then mid 70s, early 80s, and then 2010-ish, give or take a few years. So we're starting with the 50s and 60s. So we'll make 3 separate databases for each era. And then we'll go ahead and fill in the car cards. So the goal with that is that not all the industries get served regardless of what era. Because we've got stuff around here like, say, the coal company there, or what is actually supposed to go there, the ice house and icing racks. And you ain't going to see, modern mechanical reefers at it. But in the 50s, you'll see ice bunkers. So that's pretty much what we did tonight. Kenny filled a little more at the engine house, which he is putting on the layout. Okay, hold on a minute. We'll call this behind the scenes at the Friday night.
It's in front of the scenes.
No, in film speak, behind the scenes of Friday night chaos.
Yeah.
Friday night controlled chaos. You got okay, now you're good. Great Scott, man, you almost tore the handrails off your own engine. That is not good. Not good, I say. So you move all the stuff out of the way, and I get my finger out of the view of the camera. Wait, okay. But so Kenny finished it up a little more. Ironically enough, a bunch of the lights on the outside, which now you can see them all around the outside, had popped. So Kenny went back and he split it into 2 circuits. So we've got a common ground for everything, and then we've got 2 yellows, 1 for each circuit. So the one thing left to do is go ahead and drill a hole in the roundhouse floor and actually get them run below. But to do that, we need to redraw the stall tracks and expand the holes for the pits. So a little bit of prep work to do, but it's coming. So yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. More to come.
What are you doing? What are you doing?